Many times I lie down, I leave my body, and I go back home where I was before I came here. I was working in a library. It didn't have books, it had little chips, tiny little chips. And there was a big tall woman that works there. So one time I'm going there and I'm complaining to her about the earth people. They're human like us, but they're much taller. She takes this stand like this, like a warrior. And she says, telepathically of course, I don't understand the language, "Stop complaining. What you learn there in 5 minutes takes me 1 year to learn here." That's how fast we learn on earth. Because they know everything. And when you know everything, you can't make mistakes. When you can't make mistakes, what are you going to learn? This is why we learn so fast here, and we are becoming so wise as a soul. If you're really, 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 really brave, say to your soul, let's experience something we haven't experienced in any lifetime on earth. But you have to be really brave. When I did this, because I thought I could handle it, the very next day, I lost $2 million. 1 week after that, I was homeless. And I was stealing food from the supermarket so I could eat. In America, it's easy. They're very big, the supermarkets. So, yes, if you're very brave, but be very brave. At that moment, it was horrible. But now, looking back, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Because after this, I found me. That's all I can say. Any more questions before we go to the next question?
How can we get back into a flow where we feel like our life is actually going somewhere?
Let me read this again. How can we get back into a flow where we feel like our life is actually going somewhere? First, stop wanting your lives to go somewhere. Your lives are already somewhere. They're already accomplished. The easiest way to get into a flow or back into a flow is to do nothing. Because if you do nothing, the universe will do it for you. Do nothing doesn't mean sit on the couch and change the channels. Do nothing means stop planning. It's planning that always takes you out of the flow. Because when you're planning, okay, the universe will never argue with you. When you're planning, it says, okay, do it your way. That's what's taking you out of the flow. Now, you can say, I would like to get there. You can do this. But don't tell the universe how to get you there. They know. You spoil it by telling the universe how to get you there. So if you stop making plans, you'll get back into the flow much quicker. Almost immediately.
How do the children cope with the transition period?
Okay, if the children are young, they're going to cope very easily. Because they have not been programmed yet. But if they're over like 15, 16, 17, where they're starting to be programmed, it might not be as easy, but it will still be easier than you, easier than an adult. The problem with going easy in the transition is not holding on. No, I didn't say it right. Hang on, let me rephrase it, sorry. Okay. The problem we're having with the transition is because we're still holding on to our beliefs. So children don't really have beliefs, they're too young. So the river will take them, the flow will take them quite easily. Okay, it's our beliefs that's making our life difficult. Not the fact that we have wrong beliefs. Okay, the way we lived up to now, things were either this way or that way. Where we're going now, things will be this way and that way. That's what we cannot understand, so we're holding on to what we believe. So children will have no problem, don't worry about it. I say this in almost every seminar. Soon we're going to see things that are not very pretty. Don't panic. Stay in your center. Meaning take deep breaths slowly and don't give your power away. One of the easiest way we give our power away is by judging someone. The plan is for the whole world to become a police state. So far, it's working in America very well. It's going to come here too. Don't blame the government. Don't blame anyone. Just turn off the television and create your own life. Because the system is collapsing, it's trying to be more and more in control. It's what a dying thing does. Just be aware that someone who dies does that, tries to grab anything. In some languages there is a saying, someone who's drowning is trying to save himself by pulling his hair. This is what's happening to the system. It's just the system trying to survive. That's all it is. So we're going to see many injustices. That's why I say turn off the TV, don't look at them. Because it's going to pull you in. Okay, don't let it pull you in. Now we've answered this. Okay, any more questions before we close it? If you want to, we can go to a different topic. If someone has a thought in mind. Yes. We haven't heard from you all night. You should speak up more often.
Why do so many relationships break up?
How many hours do you have? Why do so many relationships break up? Okay. First, because they're based on need. And we're going into an energy now that has no need, so anything that is based on need is dissolving, is breaking up. Second, they're based on survival. We started having monogamous relationships when we needed to survive, when there was no other way we could survive. And this energy of survival is gone. Another reason is it keeps us from being ourselves. And now we're going into an energy where we have to be our real self. And we can't be our real self in a relationship, because then we will lose the other person. Let's see other reasons why they're breaking up. Also, in a lot of cases, we have learned from this person and it's time to move on. Another reason, I'm trying to think of all the reasons when clients ask their higher self, why am I breaking up? Okay, I can't think of another reason, but I can think of how to keep a relationship. When you get up in the morning, say to your partner, today I want you. Tomorrow, I don't know, ask me again tomorrow. Because, again, about 100 years ago, Oscar Wilde wrote this. People ruin every relationship by trying to make it last forever. So if we stop trying to make it last forever, we will enjoy the now, we'll be in magic, and then the relationship might last forever. We've said this in other seminars, let me say it again, sorry. We want security in a relationship. The opposite of security is magic. We cannot have magic and security in the same relationship because they're two opposite things. So if you want to keep your relationship, think of only today. Never tomorrow or the future. And stop thinking of silly things like, yes, but we have children, we have a house, so what? Soon you're going to have cancer as well. You didn't come here for children or for houses. You came here for you. And everything along the way is simply an experience.